Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Please feel free to like and subscribe before you leave today. Today's footage is going to still be some shot prior to the accident on my Z500, since I don't currently have a motorcycle to ride, but I think there's one on the horizon. I just got notification that the 2025 models I've been waiting for have hit one of the showroom floors. I'm checking with another dealership that's a little closer to see if they've got them, and if so, I hope to have one by this weekend, which would be the 1st of February. Awesome time to start riding for me in Georgia, 1st February. It's okay to ride here. Okay. Okay. But meanwhile, this is what I got. So um, I hope you enjoy them. Um, Before being in my accident, I had been riding for about 5 months. And as much as I enjoyed it and loved the Z500, I also wanted more. I'll see if I can explain that a little better. When I graduated from high school, yeah, high school's way back in the dark ages of the 70s. My parents had this great plan to drive across the country, leaving the day after I graduated from high school. So at 5 a.m. the morning after my graduation, we headed west for a 3-week journey in our trusty 1975 Caprice station wagon. Just me and my parents. No, I was not happy that I had to be home by 10 o'clock the night of graduation. I think our ceremony ended around, 8:30, 8:45. So I barely got to see anyone after graduation. And a lot of those people I didn't see until, like a 10-year reunion. So anyway, I started out that trip in a bit of a funk. But I'll tell you what, I'll never forget that trip. Living in Metro Atlanta, I'd been to Florida, a number of times going to the beach, and my cousin lived down there, and, we'd been down there a good bit. When I was in kindergarten, we'd driven up to New York, which I slept for most of that trip because my parents wisely drove through the night to the campground, so that they didn't have to put up with, you know, kids driving all day. Are we there yet? Um, We'd taken some trips to various destinations in Georgia, and I'd been on some bus trips, with the church to West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Ohio, back when I was in high school. Which is to say, I had not really seen that much of the country because on the bus, we didn't look out the windows. You were much more interested on the stuff going on in the bus, with your friends and stuff. We were playing cards and stuff like that. So, as a result, our drive out west was a real eye opener. The rolling hills after we crossed the Mississippi, the plains, snow capped mountains rising up above the plains, driving through the Rockies, the high desert, salt flats, redwood forest, Pacific Coast Highway, canyonlands. Oh my gosh, there was so much more. I mean, I'd seen this stuff on movie screens, but to be actually surrounded by it was just awe-inspiring. And to be standing in one place and be able to see the horizon literally all the way around you. eh, I'm not used to that. I'm in Georgia. We got trees. you know, um, don't see the horizon? Trees and hills. Well, I certainly had not forgotten that trip over the years, but it was brought back sharply into focus once I got my motorcycle. I mean, a whole new world opened up. I started seeing videos about the TAT, the Trans America Trail, which some people did on motorcycles as small as 125 cc's. The very thought that I could ride from sea to shining sea on the same little Honda trail bike I rode in my 20s was fascinating. Suddenly, guided motorcycle tour down Route 66 was possible. Rides through national parks like Yellowstone or Yosemite, those were available, along with the developing BDR trails all over America. There are just almost endless opportunities for exploration. And that's when I understood that the world of motorcycles was so much more than just riding on two wheels instead of four. Four-wheel quad ATVs are just a lot of fun, but the journey ends when you get to the end of the trail. If you have at least a dual sport motorcycle, you can just get on the asphalt to the start of the next trail and keep going. And that's basically what all these trails, the BDRs and TATs and all that kind of stuff, that's basically what they are, is a bunch of dirt roads connected by pieces of asphalt. But dual sport is going to be pretty limited when it comes to riding the roads in the United States. Even the TAT requires occasional stints on highways, which means riding at highway speeds. And if you're not on a decent sized bike, that's going to be an issue, as noted by some of those videos that I watched with people riding the Honda 125 trails. Yeah, they were like, yeah, we can get to about 45, and then it's just starts slowing down. So that's why I find myself more and more attracted to those magical three letters, ADV, an adventure motorcycle that can be taken on highways while still being able to pretty much manage everything but the most challenging single track. That sounds like a winner in my book. The, the ability to see everything around you instead of having so much of the view blocked by a roof or the windows of a car until you stop and get out of the car. Riding on dirt roads through plains and deserts. I mean, you could almost picture what it would have been like to be on a horse making the same journey. What was it like to be a Native American or early explorer on horseback, only the supplies in your saddlebags? It's easy to imagine on our iron horses, riding on what might be similar to the trails they took. In fact, I think some of the trails go very close to like the old Pony Express routes. Now, while I still love riding on the highways and byways of America, and look forward to doing that on some big tours, I'm more intrigued than ever to start looking at those roads less traveled. Perhaps that's what age does to us. When we're young, we seek to create new experiences and do our own thing. But as we get older, we start to connect more with those who came before us. Now, history, one of my least favorite subjects in both high school and college. But now I find myself watching shows and streaming videos about other regions of the world or about the history of people and places. My parents took bus trips and cruises to different places in the world. I'm thinking I would prefer to visit those places on a motorcycle. Trip through Europe? Nah, motorcycle trip through Europe. Visiting small towns and cafes that a larger bus tour can't do. Maybe even try at least a portion of the Trans-Euro Trail, like, maybe just the part in the UK or part in Spain, or, just pick a piece and do that one piece. I don't know. I'm not ruling anything out yet, even though I'm getting a little long in the tooth to do, you know, too adventurous. Yeah, I'm not sure how many dogs bike like this, but this one intends to. If you want to follow on this journey, which could be really entertaining because my failures and missteps will likely far outnumber my successes, please like and subscribe. Always helpful to know others are interested. So, until next time, everybody, ride safe. So long.